They thought they could scare my pregnant wife over a few bushes in our front yard. The HOA president, Delilah, sent biker thugs to our house. Loud engines, leather jackets, tattoos, the whole Intimidation act. What she didn't know. I wasn't. Just another suburban husband. I'm a former military contractor with years of experience in places you only see in classified files. And I had something she didn't know about. Proof of her HOA fraud. Within 3 minutes, those same bikers who came to scare us were standing on my porch, begging me to stop. And that was only the beginning of Delilah's empire crumbling. Part 1. The harassment begins. 300 words. It started small, letters from the HOA. First, it was about improper lawn care. Then, about the color of our shutters. My wife, 6 months pregnant, cried every time another notice came. I kept my head down, paid the fines, tried to avoid trouble. Until one day, I caught Delilah at the community center bragging about how she milked homeowners for extra cash through fake violations. That's when I started documenting everything. Every letter, every interaction, every neighbor who complained. I built a quiet file, something I knew might be useful later. Still, I never imagined she'd go this far. Part 2. The Day of the Bikers. 300 words. It was a Saturday afternoon. My wife was sitting on the porch, sipping lemonade, rubbing her stomach. That's when they came. 4 bikers, revving their engines loud enough to rattle the windows. They got off their bikes, stomping toward her. One of them said, "Delilah doesn't like people ignoring fines. Pay up, or things get rough." I was inside watching everything through the blinds. I didn't panic. Instead, I walked out slowly, calm as a storm before it hits. "Gentlemen," I said, "you've got 30 seconds to leave my property." They laughed. One of them even spit on the ground. Big mistake. Part 3. Turning the tables. 350 words. I don't brag about my past, but I spent 10 years overseas, running security operations that make biker gangs look like a middle school soccer team. With 3 moves, I had their leader's arm twisted, face pressed against the railing. Another reached for something in his vest. Before he realized I had already pulled his weapon and tossed it on the lawn. The others froze. "Tell Delilah," I said, "next time she wants to scare someone, she better pick the right target. Because if I open my file, she won't just lose her HOA position, she'll lose her freedom." Their tough act collapsed instantly. "Please," one of them stammered, "we didn't know. We were just hired. Don't ruin us." I let them go, but not without sending them with a message. Part 4. The Neighbors Rise Up. 250 words. Word spread fast. By evening, half the neighborhood was on my lawn, telling me their own stories. Illegal fines, harassment, threats. One elderly couple even showed me receipts proving they'd paid Delilah thousands in special assessments that never went anywhere. I knew then I wasn't alone. Together, we formed a neighborhood alliance. While Delilah thought she ruled us with fear, what she didn't realize was that her empire was already burning from the inside. Part 5. The Fall of Delilah. 250 words. I submitted my file, emails, receipts, witness statements to federal investigators. Delilah's fraud wasn't just neighborhood bullying anymore. It was wire fraud, extortion, racketeering. 2 weeks later, black SUVs rolled up to the HOA office. Agents walked out with boxes of files. Delilah, cuffed in front of everyone she once controlled. The bikers who came to scare my wife, they testified against her. Resolution, 150 words. Today, our neighborhood is free. The HOA is dissolved. My wife gave birth to a beautiful baby boy in a home where no one bangs on our door with threats. Sometimes when I sit on the porch, I think back to that moment, when those bikers came revving down the street. They thought they were predators. But in 3 minutes they realized they had picked the wrong man's family.